Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Inspired Adventures podcast. Today, we're going to take a little bit of a different journey with the podcast, and we're going to do something called an audio newsletter. But before I explain all that, one of the fun things about working with Dave and Eric, who are the co-founders of Inspired Adventures, is the fact that we're always willing to try out new things, new ways of communicating or reaching out or showing people the wonders of science or the natural world. And so a couple of weeks ago, I had a chance to hear from Buzzsprout. They actually sent out one of their first audio newsletters, how people don't read newsletters and, emails, and how this is a different way to try to connect with your audience. And we thought, why not try that? Because I think that there is always a little bit of a story that is not always told very well through email or through print mechanisms. So we're going to try that today. We're going to take a look at our most recent newsletter that just came out this August and talk a little bit about why you should find it important. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think we're going to be doing a little bit more of this as we move through the year. So without spending a lot of time on that, I'm going to turn it over to me. I'm back, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about our August newsletter. And as I was mentioning, this is our first attempt at a audio newsletter to see how it's going. So please, any feedback you may have, you know how to find us on social media. Just drop a thumbs up, thumbs down, big question mark maybe, and let us know how we can make this a little bit better. So our August newsletter had the theme, what did we do with our summer vacation? And like a lot of you, I didn't feel like I had very much of a summer vacation at all. It was so busy for us over this summer. So we decided what we're going to do for this newsletter was to go ahead and just tell everybody a little bit about what we've been up to so you can see what's going to happen with us this fall. And also get your feedback, of course. The number one news about how we spent our summer vacation was we actually spent it building a summer camp for learners at the Outlet in Springfield, Illinois. And this is a pretty amazing organization. And right off their website, it says that their mission is to help young male youth develop the ability to make responsible life decisions, hold spiritual values, explore their gifts, and realize their dreams. And when they came to us and wanted to talk about building a summer camp experience as hands-on activities to teach these young men about science, we couldn't turn them down. And it was an amazing experience led by Dave Cox, one of the co-founders of Inspired Adventures. You've seen Dave do a lot of work with the bee programs here. And it was really, really impressive to see them take this journey of learning how compost works, learning how to plant, learning how to harvest, talking about fun field trips. And we're really, really happy to be back with them again this fall for a second program called The Science of Animals, which you'll be hearing a lot more about. And we're all excited about that because you may be surprised there may or may not be some discussions of jaguars in this one. Second is that we've been working really hard on our IE podcast. This summer we released season 2, of which we're in the middle of, and we've had some really fun episodes with that. We had a really nice one about talking about student research projects in Belize, and also the inspiration of Nacho Housecat. Okay, our first children's book, and probably one of many we're hoping. And finally, just recently, we had a really nice episode on Philly, the jaguar, which serves as an ambassador for the Human Jaguar Conflict Program in Belize. And basically an animal which we've all fallen in love with here at IE, and has been the inspiration for many of the things we're doing for wildlife conservation in that country. So we're having a lot of fun with the podcast, and I think you're going to notice that we're kind of building a series of episodes which will be kind of building on each other a little bit. We've got a couple more fun ones coming up for you this fall as well. The third major thing in the newsletter was the release of Nacho Housecat. If you had told me as a scientist that I would have been releasing children's books about jaguars in the jungles of Belize, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But this has been a fun journey, and we had a really great podcast episode 5, with Ashley Mosley, talking about the release of her book and her hopes about how this will help jaguar education and conservation efforts. And so Nacho Housecat is out there, and so you'll see it all over our social media posts as well. We're having some fun with that, and we're thinking about a couple others, maybe eventually moving towards a box set. But I'll let Ashley tell you about that in a later podcast and through some of her postings. And the big news of rounded off our newsletter was we are very happy to be announced to be a gold later this fall. This is a big event for the zoo each year by which they not only raise awareness, but also the funding they need to run things such as the Human Jaguar Conflict Program. and they approached us about becoming a gold sponsor, and we couldn't turn them down either. So we're having a great time with that, and you're going to see lots of ways that you can get involved. The big news, of course, is you don't have to be in Belize to do this. They actually have a virtual component that you can do pretty much for the 2 weeks prior to November 24th. If you are going to be in Belize, November 24th at the Belize Zoo, you could actually participate in the Roaring Run for Jaguars. This is a fun program they do each year. This is their third one. It's getting bigger and bigger, and we are really looking forward to that. It's going to be a very busy fall for us. A couple newsletters pop up here and there across the fall, and then a bigger one in the middle of October when we start talking about some of the things that we're doing to prepare for the end of the year. But if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, you can go to our webpage, and at the bottom of any of our pages, we have a way to subscribe. But also, now that we've moved to the audio format, you'll be able to hear us on our YouTube channel or any of our podcast channels. So you may be able to catch a little bit about our newsletter, maybe you're out on a walk, or working out, or just relaxing at the end of a long day. As always, we welcome your feedback, and we're looking forward to building another couple podcast episodes here coming up, which we think you're really going to like. Thank you very much.